Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a lovely day. This video is about creating your own colouring page in reverse. So you're putting the colours down first and then you're drawing around, so the opposite of what you'd do in a colouring book. I know this is kind of something that people are getting into at the moment, so I thought I'd give it a go, and it's actually really fun and super simple and easy, and you can't really go wrong. So watch the rest of the video to see how I did, and feel free to let me know if you tried it yourself. Enjoy! These paints are French and they're powdered paints, and you mix them with water. Let's get into it. Yeah, so I quickly learned that you have to be super gentle with the lid because it will just fly out. But look how pigmented the colour is. Absolutely gorgeous. And all you do is tap a little onto the paper or a palette, add water, and you're away. So I wanted to use the cobalt blue to start with, see how it spread across the page, see what thickness I could find with the adding of the water. I'm going to give all these colours a go. So let's move on to red. Taking it nice and steady, don't want to have it fly across me, the floor, and the drawing board again. So this is forming my scene for a reverse colouring book. Not really going in with a plan or anything, wanting to test the paints out, but also wanting to see if I could make something that I can draw over. So kind of a big experiment, really. Onto the yellow, super pretty, bright, really nice colour. Yeah, and when I opened it, everything just rolled down the page, so that was fun. Super easy to work with, just adding water, they'll literally spread. Do have to be a little bit careful in making sure that you've cleaned your brush properly though, because the yellow was a little bit weaker than the other pigments, so it did kind of get overwhelmed with the blue. I wouldn't usually add green to something because I like to mix my own colours, but I wanted to kind of use all the bright colours in the set and see what happens with them. Quite a thin colour again, but we'll see how it goes. Definitely didn't want to get this colour all over me. Just pop it in the corner. Black's usually super pigmented, spreads really far, is quite thick no matter sort of how watery you get it. So I just wanted to experiment with how thick I could make it with just the water, and then pull it around. When they've dried, they do look quite different. When they're wet, they're quite transparent, translucent, especially the thicker paint where less water's been used. They are a bit more opaque, so the black is quite a bit thicker and parts of the red, which I found quite interesting. So moving on to the drawing of the reverse colouring page, and I'm using 3 different kinds of pens, all black, all kind of that ink look, fine liner, well, not really fine liner, but that sort of style. 3 thicknesses. Let's get into it. So I did find it pretty hard to see what I was gonna draw, but I did at first notice that the blue at the bottom sort of looked like water splashes. So I thought to kind of design a waterfall around it, which I think kind of works. And it was just building from that, what could be around a waterfall. So I thought tropical rainforest, tried it, wasn't really feeling it, so changed it. Yeah, I didn't have a clue what to do with the red in the background. Just making sure that water's super obvious. But I quite like it when pages have texture lines in and suggestive lines. Kind of adds another element to the work. I really enjoyed using the thinner pen. I thought it added a lot of dimension and a lot of new textures that could kind of be perceived as different elements of things. So like the cliff, I feel like works quite well, and giving more structure to the trees that I've kind of done. With the red and the black splodges, I decided mountains and volcanoes. So this scene is not realistic. It's kind of like a fantasy scene, but I think it's pretty cool. And the waterfall is looking really 3D now, which I'm pretty pleased with, actually. This isn't really in my normal style, so it was a good challenge to add and draw in a different way, as whilst keeping it kind of quick and snappy, and deciding what to draw. So that was quite nice, and I'm actually pretty impressed with what I came out with. It's quite fun, and for the first time doing this, I think it's a pretty good attempt. Just the final little details. I'm pretty pleased with how I've filled the page, and it does look like it could have been from a sketchbook, in my opinion, and I'm happy. I think it looks like a real scene, and for first attempt using the paints and both this style, I'm happy, yeah.